account, you came right on time.
He only gives you what you
The
can
time that I wanted
handle.
to remove somebody in my life, you came right in time. The time where I was about to wreck out, you came right in time. So if I know you're the God who is timely, then I know when it comes to love, you're gonna come right on time.
What's your question?
My name is Candace. I was raised under the school, career, marriage, family. And growing up, I also heard you attract what you are. So going through that, I've done the school, got the career, been very focused on that. Through relationships and going through school, because I did social work, I have gone through the healing and the growing. So what advice can you give on what I'm doing wrong or what I should be doing to meet that like-minded person?
Were you what type of man you looking for? I'm just playing. All right. Toya, what would be your best advice for a person who, a career woman, somebody that's achieved something, elevated her life, and then now she may be looking at the dating pool and find that a lot of people didn't elevate as well?
Ooh, child.
Let me drop in here real quick, just a little quick gem. So when you say you attract what you are, and you try and say like you focus on the career and school and stuff like that, and like the healing and the growing and all of that stuff, but the main factor of it is that you never practice to be a wife. And it's a thing, it's an actual thing, which society does not do this day. There's no practicing. Nobody raises their daughters to be wives anymore. And same with the men. Women and dads, they're not raising their sons to be husbands anymore. For some reason, I believe that's in the culture as well. But we're gonna get into that near to the end when I give you my breakdown. But yeah, let's get back to it.
Because what I'm hearing, what's in a dating pool is just, it's a mess. But I do feel like they do have good men out here still. I believe there are good God-fearing men, hard-working men, and there is someone for you. But, you know, we got to vet them these days, sis.
Picking's hard.
Yes, and that vetting process is the hard part.
It's very hard. It depends on like where you hang out at, the group of people you are around. You sure don't want to meet them in a club. You don't want to meet them in certain settings. You know, you want to meet somebody like where you at, like the type of vibes that you on or whatever, a good level-headed man. And pay attention to the signs, like the red flags, because sometimes we seem to see the red flags and a lot of us like Six Flags. We go along with it. But I be hearing some stories. I'm married. I've been married for some years now. I've always been in relationships, but I have a lot of single friends. And for some reason, I don't understand like why now it is extremely hard for beautiful, successful women like yourself to find like real, true love, a quality man. Like, I don't know what's going on in the world. It's like men, I be hearing stories like men want to be approached. They don't want to be the prize. They want to be this and that. But I just, he like, yes, no. It's like we want to feel, you know, back like the old days where you get courted, like you want to go out.
The old days.
You want a man to be respectful. It's like they want to be approached. Like, you know, and nothing wrong with that.
So that part there, it's obvious the dynamic has changed. There's more masculine women than there ever has been before. And the same with men now. There's more feminine type of men than ever before. And obviously this is a reason of a pandemic of single motherhood in that type of community. So, and for her to say about the women being, I don't know why it's so hard to like high value women, when they say high value, women that earn a lot, have degrees and stuff like that to find a husband or find a good man, is because they haven't been taught how to seek out a good man. This is the thing. Most of these parents don't teach their children how to, as I said, be a husband, be a wife. They don't teach them these things here. So, and another thing into it is culture. Our culture, black culture, isn't really into doing, forced marriage? Not forced marriage, what's the word? As in, you know, you gotta, if I know your family, we know each other's family, and then so forth. My daughter meets your son, and there's a mutual connection there. Now, when we're dating, there's no mutual connection in the family. There's none of that. Unlike back in the day, where you used to have like the cookouts and stuff like that, your friends, their friends, everyone comes around and family meets this family's friend and this, that. It's not really like that anymore. Everyone's very got their own little circle now. So I feel like that this is why it's a bit harder to date as well. But yeah, let's continue.
Like, you know, and nothing wrong with that. Like, I mean, you could talk to, say hi, whatever, but like, no, we ain't doing all that. Like, we not.
Let me just explain something. What's happening is supposed to happen. When you elevate and better yourself, less people are going to meet your standards. And so oftentimes we are getting upset for our elevation doing the job it's supposed to do. Listen, when you sit in first class, only 12 people around you.
Right.
And then those 12 people have also done the work to be able to sit there. But here's the question. Sometimes, and this is the question for the people that are constantly running into these same people. You sitting in coach. And what I mean by that is, sometimes we think that we are dating in this elevated spaces, but we not.
Yeah.
We in that pool everybody complaining about because we refuse to see that there's other pools we can be in. Sometimes it's that person you gave a chance longer than you should. Sometimes you feel bad because, you know what? I need to give him a chance. I mean, we all done been down on our luck, and then you give Mr. Wrong a little bit too much chances. All I'm saying is never be mad at your standards for working. Anybody else?
But this is the thing as well. If you're a boss B and your whole aura is about business, this and that, and you want to attract a man like that, most men are in this type of categories of success. Do not care about a woman's career 9 times out of 10. And especially the type of man that you want, the type of man that you're actually looking for. Most of these career-driven women are actually looking for a man that doesn't need a woman's money or support or anything like that. And that's another thing as well. Women don't support men. You know what I'm saying? They're not the breadwinners to find a man and take care of a man. This is the difference between men and women. Men, you know what I'm saying? We try to succeed and get the money and this and that so we can provide for them. The woman and the child, the way God has intended it to be. And this is why men would sacrifice their life for the woman and the child. It's not expected for the woman to sacrifice their life for the man. Never has, and I don't think it ever will be. But it's respected, obviously. Them ride or dies, you know, when you got a little ride or die check, that's all good. But at the same time, it's not expected as of a man. So, yeah, let's get back to this. I don't want to wrap it up at the end.
Yeah, I got some.
Let's get to Kitty, man.
You a believer?
Yes.
Good. I want to make sure I'm talking to the right soul.
Said, you a believer? So I have to cut it there. You know, Kitty. She has to come with it. She's going about to preach. So even if she said no, she's not a believer, she was going to be like, you're going to get this Lord's work anyway. Let's go.
Okay. You know, the saying, let go and let God is real. When you fully let go of your need to be in control of your life, things become a lot easier. When you say, God, I surrender my desires and I want my desires to align with your desires. Lord, align my heart with your heart. Lord, have your way, to fully have your way. And you let God come in as the sovereign God, the God that reigns over everything. You allow him to come in and do the reconstructing. That's when things get easier, because now you're not jaded. Your vision is not clouded. Your judgment is not clouded. None of that. You allow God who sees all, the God who had already pre-written the plan, who had already written out your life, the God who says, I have a person already designed for you. You allow him to come in and start cleaning shop like he needs to, removing the things inside of you that may push somebody away, to bring in certain aspects and characteristics of you that'll be able to nurture a relationship, to bring in those wifely qualities that you may have had hidden for a long time. When you allow God to have his way and you really say, Father, order my steps, and you allow God to lead, that's when that person comes to you. But a lot of times we get so focused on what we want when it's God protecting us. And sometimes the delay is not the denial. I'm delaying you because you're not ready right now. You're not quite there right now. But when you look at your life and you go back over your life and you start scanning and you look at the times that God showed up in the perfect time, and you remember all of the things that he allowed himself to do, all of the promises that he fulfilled, that's God to lead. That's when that person comes to you. But a lot of times we get so focused on what we want when it's God protecting us. And sometimes the delay is not the denial. I'm delaying you because you're not ready right now. You're not quite there right now. But when you look at your life and you go back over your life and you start scanning and you look at the times that God showed up in the perfect time, and you remember all of the things that he allowed himself to do, all of the promises that he fulfilled, that's where your anchor is right there. That's where your hope is right there. Because I remember a time when you showed up and I didn't know that you were going to be there, God, but you came right on time. The time I didn't have the money in my account, you came right on time.
He only gives you what you can handle.
The time that I wanted to remove somebody in my life, you came right in time. The time where I was about to wreck out, you came right in time. So if I know you're the God who is timely, then I know when it comes to love, you're going to come right on time.
Amen.
You understand that?
Amen.
Oh, thank you for your question. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Man.
But this is why Kitty had to end that one with the gospel. I don't know what this guy would do without her. But let him say what he's got to say at the end, because she is a gift. I'm gonna let him say it himself.
That's a gift. That's
a gift. That's a gift.
What's your name? What's your question?
I keep saying it. Kitty is a blessing to that show. Ace caught a diamond when he hired her for that show. She brought that show to life and brought some God and some soul into it. But yeah, man. There's nothing really else to say after Kitty speaks and preaches like that, you know. If you enjoyed that, give me a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and if you're a Christian or if you believe in any of the little core values like that, or if you're a man that's trying to find the way to be a correct man and move in a correct way, I have a video up that should be out soon. Take a look at that. I'll put the link in the description by the time it comes up. So if you're watching this now, go check that out and try to find you some spiritual awakenings. But yeah, thank you for watching this, guys. Peace.